Hello, Nari McDiarmid with you at Future of Mining Australia, and I'd like to welcome David Franklyn, Co-Head of Funds Management with Argonaut. And David, firstly, how easy is it for companies to raise money at the moment?
Yeah, look, it's been interesting for a lot of the last year. If you weren't a gold company, it's been relatively difficult. But we've had a real rash of capital raisings leading up to June 30. And I think that's a signal that investors are bringing their attention back to the mining stocks and the resource sector, which is encouraging. Yeah.
That's good to hear. Well,
Yeah.
how do you see, David, the outlook for resource sector investment generally?
Yeah. Look, if you look, the last couple of years has actually been pretty difficult. If you look at the broad indices, the ASX Resources 300 index, it's actually down 5% in the last year. It's down about 10 or 12% in the last 2 years. So, and that's to put that in context, the gold sector, which is part of that, is actually up 55% or more in the last year. So it means most of the commodities aren't doing too much. But I think what we're seeing is people are now starting to look away from, for example, the banks in Australia or the tech stocks in the US and saying, what looks good value and how does the outlook look? And I think resources is coming back into the frame. So we're pretty optimistic where you've got in the US interest rates coming down, ideally some stimulus out of China, and some of the commodities and the commodity stocks, I think will come back into favour.
So perhaps looking a bit more promising
Yeah,
than previously.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
exactly.
that's good to hear. And finally, David, what interested you in attending Future of Mining this year?
Look, what we like about it is it's a mix of expertise that we hear from. So it's not just companies presenting; it's the specialist technologies, specialist expertise, and just gives us a different perspective on the industry. So it's an important part of the landscape.
Well, thank you very much for
Mm,
taking the time to speak. Appreciate it.
thank you.